the power of neuroplasticity, rewiring your brain for growth. In the field of neuroscience, few concepts are as exciting or empowering as neuroplasticity. Simply put, neuroplasticity is the brain and nervous system's ability to change in response to experience. This biological gift allows us to learn, unlearn, adapt, grow, and heal. And while it's most powerful in early life, groundbreaking research, including that of Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford University, shows that with the right tools and understanding, we can access plasticity even in adulthood. This article will explore what neuroplasticity is, how it works, why it matters, and how you can tap into it to rewire your brain from breaking old habits to mastering new skills. What is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is the nervous system's capacity to modify its structure and function based on experience. Contrary to the outdated belief that the adult brain is static, science now proves that your brain can reorganize its connections, strengthen or weaken pathways, and even repurpose regions based on how you use it. Brain analogy. Imagine your brain as a vast landscape of trails. Each thought, habit, or skill you repeat is like walking the same trail over and over, carving a deeper path. Neuroplasticity is what makes that trail stronger, or allows you to create a new one altogether. How the brain changes from childhood to adulthood. When we are born, the nervous system is extremely malleable. A baby's brain is a mass of loosely wired connections, highly sensitive to experience. That's why infants can learn languages, walk, and adapt so rapidly. However, after age 25, the rules change. The easy mode of plasticity switches off, and the adult brain requires specific conditions to enter a change-ready state. You can't just decide to change your brain, you have to shift your internal state first, Dr. Huberman. Not all brain areas are meant to change. Some circuits, like those that control breathing, heart rate, and digestion, are designed to be stable. They're hardwired for survival. But areas related to memory, movement, perception, thought, and emotion are designed for customization. These are the playgrounds of plasticity, neuroplasticity and sensory loss, brain adaptation in action. One of the most fascinating examples of neuroplasticity is how the brain compensates for sensory impairments. For instance, in people blind from birth, the visual cortex becomes active during hearing or braille reading. If a person loses a limb, the brain's map of that limb area doesn't go dark. It often gets reassigned to nearby body parts. These dramatic reorganizations prove the brain is not fixed. It's a map of personal experience, constantly shaped by how we interact with the world. The first step, awareness, creates opportunity. Before any change can happen, the brain must recognize the need for change. That's where awareness and attention come in. Let's say you want to stop reacting emotionally in difficult conversations. The first key is not forcing yourself to change instantly, but instead noticing your pattern. Awareness tells the brain, hey, this behavior or reaction is something worth evaluating. Dr. Huberman illustrates this beautifully with a personal story. A woman triggered by his voice eventually reprogrammed her response not by trying to fix herself, but simply by acknowledging the trigger and allowing new experience to soften it. Over time, the myth of every experience changes your brain. You often hear people say, every experience changes your brain. That's misleading. Backhand index pointing right. In reality, experience alone doesn't cause change. Only focused, emotionally charged experiences where the brain is in a plasticity ready state can actually rewire circuits. To trigger real plasticity in the adult brain, 3 neurochemicals must be present. Epinephrine, aka adrenaline, creates alertness. Released during stress, excitement, fear, or intense focus. Acetylcholine from the brainstem acts as a spotlight, enhancing attention. Helps you filter out noise and zero in on what matters. Acetylcholine from the nucleus basalis allows for deep learning. Signals the brain, this is important. Store it. Light bulb. When these 3 are active together, plasticity doesn't just become possible, it becomes inevitable. How to activate neuroplasticity in real life. So how do you trigger this potent trio of chemicals? Raise alertness. Sleep well and hydrate, fatigue kills. Focus. Use caffeine wisely, like coffee or tea, to increase epinephrine. Create emotional stakes. Commit to a goal publicly or tie it to someone you love. Even using fear or embarrassment as motivation can elevate adrenaline. Narrow your focus. Block distractions, turn off your phone, wear noise canceling headphones. Focus on one task with full attention for 90 to 120 minutes. Huberman calls this deep work. Windows. Practice single tasking, not multitasking. Repetition plus emotional engagement. Repeat the desired behavior or skill while emotionally engaged. Make it meaningful. The brain is much more likely to change if the experience matters to you. The attention trap. Why many adults struggle. The modern world is flooded with distractions. Smartphones, social media, and dopamine-rich entertainment have rewired our brains to crave novelty. That's why reclaiming your attention span is essential. You must train your focus just as you would train your muscles. Begin with short, uninterrupted sessions of learning or practice, then increase duration over time. Brain practice focus daily. Try 10 to 15 minutes of deep reading or skill learning daily. Gradually stretch it to 60+ minutes. Treat this as mental gym time. Can supplements help? A bonus insight. Huberman touches briefly on nicotine, which mimics acetylcholine and can enhance focus. However, he strongly advises caution. While some scientists chew Nicorette for alertness, it's not a long-term strategy, and the risks outweigh the benefits for most. Better alternatives include sleep optimization, exercise, cold exposure, ice baths, cold showers. Goal setting with emotional weight. Conclusion: you can change, but you must work with biology, not against it. Neuroplasticity is not magic. It's a scientific process governed by biological rules. The adult brain does not change passively. It changes when you become aware of what you want to change. You activate alertness and attention. You repeat the behavior under emotionally significant conditions. When you understand and respect the mechanics of your nervous system, you hold the power to rebuild your mind, your habits, and your identity.